Hey guys, it is that time of year again. I say again, this is only the second time I've done this, but I'm doing Project Pan. If you don't know, the concept of Project Pan is that you try and finish as many makeup products as you can and buy as few as you can. People do this for many reasons. I chose to do this for many reasons. A couple of them being that I just have so much makeup and I don't need that much and I'm not going to be able to use it all before it goes out of date. The fact that I don't need to buy a lot of this, so a lot of this I get given. A lot of the makeup that I was buying was just like the same version of or slightly different versions of other makeup, so I didn't need it. It's also a bit of like a finger up at corporations that are just trying to sell you more and more and more of the same type of makeup. Like, I don't need 12 foundations. Not that I ever had 12 foundations, but like I don't need 12 foundations. So yeah, and it also helps you like pick products a little bit easier. I also do it because I personally think that companies should put less products in their products. I think that they should make smaller versions and charge less, because someone like me who uses quite a lot of makeup every day still can't get through all of their makeup within the day that it's used by, which means that you're charging people for makeup that they're never going to be able to use, or they're going to have to use when it's out of date. So basically a bunch of reasons why you want to do this. You can do this for the environment, you can do this as a declutter, you can do this to challenge yourself to save money, as a political statement, or whatever you want to do it for. There's loads of reasons, but those are some of the reasons I'm doing it. So basically I have a box of all the empties that I used this year. I'm going to give you a quick thumbs up and thumbs down as to what I liked and what I didn't like. I'm not going to do like a full review, I'm just going to be like yeah or no, so that we can get through this quickly. And then I have a little Excel spreadsheet where I worked out how much makeup I wear in a year, how much it costs, how much is on my face at a given time, which products I use the most, things like that. Okay, so we're going to start with lip products, and I have 5 lip products. Personally, these are the things that I think are the hardest to finish, but we have the number 7 Stay Perfect in the colour Velvet Kiss, the number 7 High Shine Lip Crayon, the Urban Decay Urban Decay Vice Lipstick metallicized collection in the colour Conspiracy, the number 7 Precision Lip Pencil, I'm not entirely sure what colour this is in, it's a Lancome L'Absolu Rouge. That was probably horrendous pronunciation, but that is what it's called, which I didn't like. The Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in the colour Baus, which, as you probably know, is my favourite. That came out to, I wore 15.57 millilitres of lipstick this year. That is 0.04 grams, which is the same as millilitres, but I'm using grams for the calculations at the end. So it's 0.04 grams a day, which works out at £62.50 a year, or 17 pence a day. Now you have to remember that a lot of this product will not be actually on my face, so a lot of it will be still in here, a lot of it will have like rubbed off on like the stick, or like will, you know, I've applied it and then taken it off, so it is probably a lot less than that, but it does cost about 17 pence a day for me to wear lipstick. So now we're going to move on to, I believe is the biggest category, which was eyes. Just to preface, some of these are really disgusting because I had like an eyeshadow in here that still had a little bit left in it, and it's just like exploded everywhere, so now there's like this gross sludge over it. But since I don't want to keep these, I'm not going to like clean them all for you, so that's why. So for the eye products, we have the Extreme 24-Hour Felt Liner by Collection in purple. Also, yeah, my hands are going to be filthy now. And Benefit Cabrow HCPS10 in the colour Sienna. This is both, I use this both an eyeshadow and a bronzer. Collection Super Size Fat Lash Mascara. Natural Collection Kohl Eyeliner White thing. These are really gross, I'm so sorry. One of the colours from the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This is Urban Decay Naked 2. The reason these are separate is because I depotted all of my eyeshadows. I have a video on how I did that, how I feel about it. So when I finish them, I can take them out like this, so I know which specific colours I finished. So I haven't finished the whole palette, I've just finished like a colour from the palette. Urban Decay Naked 2 and the Urban Decay Smoky. This is one of the Kiko singles, another Urban Decay Smoky. 2 of the extra 3D lash by Rimmel. People have actually complimented me on this, and it's one of the cheapest things I bought this year. NYX Vivid Brights. Is that what you're gonna play? Okay. NYX HD Studio Photogenic Eyeshadow Base. MUA Volume High Impact Magnifying Mascara. Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. Excuse you, can I look at my spreadsheet, please? Okay, so that I wore 72.8 grams of eye product this year, which averages at 0.19 grams a day. I spent £95.02 on eyeshadow, which is not eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, things like that. Do you actually mind? Which comes out at about 26p per day. I'd like to add that I am not actually spending most of this money, that quite a lot of this I've had for ages, and a lot of it I get for Christmas presents. Like, I have probably spent less than half of that, because when I buy products I get them cheap, but obviously if I'm asking them for Christmas or something I might ask for a little bit more expensive one, and also a lot of these I've had for ages, which is what I'm doing. Project Pan. We're going to move on to face. Is that okay? Are we allowed to move on to face? Which I think is one of the, which is the last section and is the one in the middle. So we have the Natural Collection Translucent Powder, L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder, number 7 Skin Illuminator, the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, and I have another one of these. NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. Actually, maybe that's like the middle one. Benefit Sugar Bomb, a Collection Sheer Loose Powder, and an Inglot foundation sample, which I'm actually not going to review because there was only like 1 or 2 uses out of it, so I don't feel like I got to know it enough to know what it's like. And then the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It comes out at 134 grams. I figured this would be the biggest one if you think about how much foundation stuff you put on. It's obviously going to be the biggest category, which is 0.36 grams a day, which works out at £69.85 a year, or 19p a day. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of these stats. So basically the most common brand that I used this year was Urban Decay. That is because a lot of those singles from the palettes that I finished, and I've been working on finishing them for a long time. I've had the Urban Decay Smoky palette for a good like 3 or 4 years, and I'm nowhere near finishing all the colours in that, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because I think that's just ridiculous. I shouldn't be putting that on my eyes, but it's so expensive to get rid of, but now it's so out of date. Like, I don't understand what companies are expecting us to do, because I mean, they're obviously just doing it so that we have to buy another palette, but they're saying don't use it when it's out of date, don't use it on your eyes, it's so disgusting, it's going to make, give you eye infections and hurt your skin and blah blah blah. But then they give you products that last like 4 or 5 years of like daily use. So what do they want from us? Money is what they want from us. Which also meant that my most common type was eyeshadow, because again I finished a bunch of those singles that I started last year. I used 32 products in total, which came to £227.37, which is 62p a day, and almost exactly the same amount of grams, so 222.47 grams, which is an average of 0.61 grams a day. I think that's really, really interesting that I'm paying about a penny for every 0.0 of a gram, which is like almost exactly, which I think is really interesting. So I wonder if maybe, if the amount of product does come into pricing more than we think it does. Hello again. Do you mind? Hello. Okay. You really lose my place. Let me just compare that to last year really quick, because I think that's going to be interesting. So last year was when I started doing this, so I finished a lot of products that I was like almost finished. So I went through and just like finished a bunch of half-used products. So last year I ended up using a lot more, like finishing a lot more products. So on paper, because I had more empties, on paper it looks like I used more, but in reality I just finished more. So I think this year was a lot more accurate. But last year I finished 43 products, whereas this year I finished 32. Which meant that if you look at the prices and things, it averaged out at 87p a day, and 87 pence a day. Yeah, 87 pence a day and about 1.5 grams a day, which is inaccurate compared to, which is not inaccurate. I think it's less accurate than it is this year, because this year, for example, most of the products that I use weren't samples, which are then hard to find information about. I think there's only 1 or 2 products here that I couldn't count because I couldn't find the information for them, whereas last year, because I had a bunch of like minis that I was finishing and a bunch of like discontinued or sample products that like come with other things, that a lot of them were really hard to find the information for, so I didn't have everything that all the data, whereas this year I do have a lot more of the data, and also it's a lot more indicative as to actually like starting and finishing a product in a year, because most of these were started in this year. I think that's pretty much everything. If you have any questions about this, or you want to do this yourself, or you want to know a bit more about why I'm going to do it, blah blah blah, then let me know down in the comments. I think this is really interesting. I mainly do this because I just like the stats at the end. I just think it's so interesting working out how much makeup is physically on my face. Though actually I was talking about this with my mum last night, and a lot of the makeup, so the 0.61 grams on my face is I'm probably actually only have about half of that on my face, because if you think about the amount that's still in the bottle, because obviously I'm counting this based on the advertised product weight, which will be everything in the bottle. There'll be a lot left in the bottle, and there'll be a lot on the brushes, and there'll be a lot that like comes off on my hands if I use my hands to apply it and things like that. So I reckon that I'm actually only wearing like 0.4 of a gram a day. It's probably a little bit closer. I think the money is accurate. The fact that I spent £227.37 on makeup this year, or other people did for me, is a lot of money. And I didn't even buy particularly expensive brands. There is a proper mix here. There's like things like Rimmel, most of my foundations are pretty cheap foundations. There is some Urban Decay, but they're mainly smaller things. So I would say this is a pretty average looking makeup thing. Like some lipsticks, like this is a £19 lipstick, so that definitely bumps it up. But then this was like a £2 mascara. So there is a couple of products here that are bumping that up, but most of them are pretty low end. So it does show how expensive makeup is. But if you're spending more than about £250 a year on makeup, it just kind of shows that you physically cannot wear that amount. Like I already wear quite a lot of makeup, and if you are a makeup artist, or you're someone who like redoes their makeup all the time, or is like a YouTuber that does like a bunch of different looks, something like that, then yeah, you could need it for like the everyday person. If you're looking to set a budget for your makeup, maybe about £200 is a good way to start. To clarify, I'm sure a lot of people wear a lot of makeup and spend a lot less than that because they can't. I'm not, insinuating that you should be spending that much. You know what I mean. We're on the same page here, right? Pretty sure that's everything. I hope you liked this video. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. New videos every Wednesday. I'm not sure when you're going to see this, but I'm filming this on Boxing Day, hence the Christmas jumper. I think that's all I say. If you have any requests or questions, then leave them down in the comments. I feel like I already said that. I'm going to go a little bit crazy and wash my hands. Let's just go. What am I doing?